Let's talk about some of these really significant dimensions that you're covering in your book, like simple living. And I know that as listeners have been listening to you thinking about these things and talking through simple living, you can capture some of that. Habitual giving, the thought you might be giving a certain amount and in a regular way, and even, as we were saying, using that to flow on when you're spending money with people who are in your local church or people who are Christian businesses. Missional spending. Let's talk about missional spending. What does that really mean?
Missional spending is really what you've just said. In spending, when you spend with a Christian business or with a person who's building up a local community who you think is going to have a positive multiplier effect, your spending is not just is not transactional in the same way it might be perhaps when you interact with Coles or Woolworths. And there's a relationship being built, and there's intentionality of where you think that money may flow through to. So spending missionally, is spending with people, organizations or businesses that you think could lead to a positive multiplier effect. And I guess Christian small business is a shortcut way, but other small businesses as well I like to support.
Let's talk about impact investing, because when we use the word investing, all of a sudden we start to talk about growth of the asset that we have.
Yes.
We're talking about how that is used in a longer term sense. What do you mean by impact investing?
Impact investing. So one of the sort of toxic traits in our culture when we come to investing is often think about investing as speculating. And speculating is investing in things that don't generate wealth, don't produce goods and services for people. So you can maybe think about currency in that basket. If you have $10 in your wallet, in 10 years later, it'll still be $10 and won't have gone and done anything, won't have produced anything for anyone. And so if you were betting or speculating on a currency, sometimes it might go up or sometimes it goes down. You're in a zero-sum investment situation. So you're in the situation where your gain, it has to be somebody else's loss, because that thing is not generating wealth or generating products or services for society. So I guess the first step in impact investing is to go from speculator perhaps to investing in productive assets, things that do things for people. And then the second step is to think about, hey, if you were to put $10,000 on the ASX, the share market, ASX 200, where would that money actually go? And the reality is, if you were to follow that money, it would actually go to another investor. It wouldn't go to companies or the people that are going to employ new staff and build new things. Wouldn't go there directly. So a more direct route is when we can invest in things that are actually going to create something. And then impact investment is so that's sort of productive assets, and then new productive assets even more. And then the impact investing is talking about, hey, what if I could? The Chosen mini-series is a really good example of that. Of this, they didn't have the money to film The Chosen, and so they invited people to invest with a financial return. But the capital that people invest, the money that people would put in, not just the profits, they did get a profit from it, but not just the profits of that, but also that original money went into filming that series. So, in my opinion, I love The Chosen, and that was something positive. Now, you could equally put that money into something that maybe creates addictive, habit-forming things in people, and a number of apps that might potentially do that. So impact investing is going from speculating to productive assets, and then to say, hey, could we get a positive social, spiritual return even more alongside an investment?